right, so we have seen so far this morning lots of stuff that will be available at fpcore.com shortly. That is available currently right now on the TFcon show floor, and that's all well and good. Those are some neat figures. I like them a lot, but it wouldn't be right if we started doing some TFcon themed videos and didn't have an exclusive for you. Now, once again, FansProject will be showing up with the exclusive for their show, and much like the last couple of shows they have done, it is another Lost Exo-Realm exclusive. This is the Diaclone decoed swoop with the chrome and the goodies and the pudding and all that. He comes with, as all the other convention exclusives have, his own little Diaclone man, a blue Diaclone man this time. So we've got a little bit of variety here. He is a repaint of the original red mold. It's the same body and helmet and everything. However, he has a much different deco. Again, he's got some silver on his knees, the teal here on his chest and helmet. And despite being the same base figure, he looks quite different. But so there's all three of the Diaclone men currently available. He's got the same magnets in his feet. They can stick together. They can stick to the microphone here at work, and have. But, yeah, so he does come with his own little Diaclone dude, which is nice. He also comes with a sword, which you can see is different from the one that came with Columpio and the one that came with Kubrar. So there's the three swords available right now. He does not come with his own little Solaron weapon like the main releases do. He gets the little Diaclone guy instead, which, like I said, are a lot of fun. I love the little dudes. Now, on to VOLAR himself. Like, I haven't picked up the original, the retail version of VOLAR. I was kind of getting overloaded on Dinobots and at the time, and this has made me reconsider that. But I will say, like, the color scheme on this one is outstanding. The blue, he's got a blue body, and the blue appears to be a slightly lighter blue than the retail VOLAR, the blue plastic. But he's got this really just gorgeous kind of metallic tealish blue paint apps here on his chest and waist, and they really make him pop. I really like that was the color that made me really just sit up and kind of go, wow, that's cool. He's got his little pterodactyl back here. He's got some more of the teal up here on his shoulders. And he's got the shiny chrome head versus the kind of burnished gold paint there, like you see here on his claws. Yeah, and for a real quick size comparison here in Dino mode, here he is with the previous convention exclusive versions of the figures. There he is with shiny Columpio. Here he is with the Diaclone Kubrar. And they look really great together as a team. You can see his wingspan is quite impressive. Like, even though he is bigger than both of those guys, his wingspan here, like as it is right here, it's not even fully extended, and it's over a foot. It's a really crazy wingspan. He does have a kind of the shortened robot legs, but I find like it was one of those things that put me off in pictures as well. But when you get his head up and fold his feet back in like a flying pose, it doesn't bother me so much. He's got a nice, he's got a neat silhouette when flying. So yeah, and again, the wings are on ratchet, so you can extend them out quite a bit, and you can fold them back if you want. Also, these missile launchers, like I said, when he's standing up on his feet, like this is one of the guys you're probably going to want to get like some sort of stand that you can put him in a flying pose for if you're going to pose him in Dinosaur mode. Like I said, in Dino mode, his wingspan is very impressive, and you might want to have him hovering over your figures. You're going to want to get a stand to help with that. Now, like here, like I said, the missile launchers are pegged in on the underside of his wings, which makes him look a little silly from the front, I think. But they can plug in on the back just as well. If you'd rather have them above the wing, you can, that same port passes through, and you can plug them in above the wing as well. You can also, if you wish, because his robot mode hands kind of hang out here on his back. Fold those up. Like that, you can flip out the handle and you can store them down here as well if you don't want to have them on the wings at all. You can make them more backpack-mounted weapons. And I think the instructions even show them going... Well, the instructions in a lot of the pictures show them on the wings, but when in the actual transformation instructions, they show these plugging in down here into the fist. Come on, what's your problem? Don't be a whiny ninny. Come on, there we go. Just didn't have it lined up properly. So you can put those on his back like that. So yeah, like I said, you have to find the right... He's got ball-jointed feet, but you have to find the right kind of balance point for him here in Dino mode. Fold the wings back a little bit, bring his head down. But he is capable of standing on his own here in Dinosaur mode. But I really think if you're going to display him in Dinosaur mode, you really want to get a flight stand to take advantage of that wingspan and have him kind of showing off. Like I said, you can fold his wings down to make him look like he's perched, if you want. But yeah, if you're going to display him in Dino mode, I think spread eagle soaring on a flight stand is going to be your best bet. It's going to make a really dramatic display for your figures. Now, transform him into robot mode. There's actually a few interesting steps, but there's nothing super surprising here. You start off down here, flip his foot down, rotate this whole piece around like this. Bring his foot down, rotate that whole piece around like this. The legs extend and fold up and lock into place just like that. And then the pterodactyl foot folds up into the back of the leg there just like that. And again, from the back, the leg folds up. And then that whole piece folds up into there. You got his feet. The arms, you actually detach from back here, and they kind of slide. So extend this one first. This latch right here has like a wider nub at the end. You don't want to try to just squeeze these together. The arms collapse. So collapse this one first, fold it around, plug them in together up here, and then collapse the other arm up into there so that locks that together when you're going back to Dinosaur mode. And of course, going to robot mode, slide that one out first, at which point you can unlock the arms from the back and fold them around. Go ahead and fold his fists around to the proper position, and then these whole assemblies on the side rotate around. When you rotate it around, there's a little, you can kind of see it here, there's a little ridge here on the inside of this piece, and when you fold it all around, you want to make sure it clips. There's a little, you can see there's a little like kind of divot and clip right there, so you want to make sure they latch into place. So fold that all the way around and make sure that locks, and that'll hold the shoulder fairly securely. Again, if you try to rotate the whole assembly, it will unlatch it fairly easily, but it'll hold it securely enough to pose him and everything. So we can ratchet that down, bring his arm down and around, rotate his arms at the biceps, and rotate his hands at the wrist. And the wings rotate, hold the piece in place, rotate around to be in the proper position for robot mode. And again, you can kind of fold them down and up and collapse them to take up less room. Then the upper pieces here, the chest splits and raises up like this. And once it gets to about here, you want to fold his dinosaur head down, unpeg it from the front, fold it down, because these circles here on his beak or where these pegs here on the body are going to peg into to lock that all in place. So fold that down, make sure these pushed up to give him the clearance for his dinosaur head, and then you just kind of line it up and tab the chest all the way up into that piece. And then you got Swoop's head on a ball joint. I feel like his head should come forward a little bit more, furthermore, but and there he is in robot mode. He does have a little bit of a thin waist. But again, it doesn't look quite as skinny as I expected from pictures. He stands up. kind of tilt him forward a little bit, get his support right. And there he is. You can put the missile launchers again. You can flip down the handle and he can hold them as hand weapons. And they do, of course, peg onto the wings on his back. Now, obviously, since his hands aren't back there, you can't plug them in right here on the backpack. But they peg into the wings the same way they did before. So you can just have those pegged in up here, which is the way I prefer it, to have them just up here on the wings. And again, you bring the wings out to the side a little bit so they don't make him quite as back heavy. Go ahead and take this other missile launcher, and we'll put it on his back as well. Now his legs have a ratchet to the side, and like I said, that's fixable, but this is the first ratchet out from straight down. So you can have him standing straight down like this, which really doesn't look that bad, but it's not a real dynamic pose here in robot mode. Or you can ratchet them out like this far, which gives him a more dynamic pose, but it also makes him look like he's starting to do the splits. But again, that metallic paint on the chest just looks stunning. Overall, the color scheme on this guy is really nice looking. Oh, he's got, there we go, he's got a waist ratchet, so maybe we can do that and get him in a more dynamic pose here. He can hold his sword as well. And again, he doesn't have the Solaron weapon, the little dude that transforms into his weapon, but he does have his little Diaclone dude. The wings retain all the posability they had in Dinosaur mode. The head is on a ball joint. It's a little limited due to his giant hat here. He's got ball joint shoulders as well as that extra hinge up there. He's got a bicep swivel. He's got hinge elbows. He has a wrist swivel. His fingers open. And I like that even with his fingers open, he has enough of a thumb there to hold his weapons, which is cool. He's got the hip ratchets both forward and side to side. Bicep swivel. He's got dual hinge knees, both down here and up here. These pieces of armor do flip out a little bit to give him a little bit more range of motion in the knee. His feet don't move forward and back. He's got a little bit of forward tilt there. This is all locked into place by the Dinosaur foot up here, but he does have ankle tilt. So you can, again, even though he's standing in a wide stance, you can support him quite well. So yeah, so here is VOLAR. The Diaclone VOLAR from TFcon with his Diaclone. And here he is with Columpio. Go ahead. I'll pull back in just a second. Get them all in the shot here. Oh, you're caught together. Columpio, his little Diaclone dude. And then the Diaclone Cubrar. Take that, get out of the way. With his little Diaclone dude. So there are the shiny, metallic, convention-exclusive versions of the Lost Exo Realm figures from FansProject. And if you want to see how this version of VOLAR stacks up with the standard versions of the other guys, here is standard Columpio with a sword. And here is the standard Cubrar with his guns and his Solaron. I have his sword too. I showed it off earlier in the video. But yeah, there he is with the rest of them. So he actually looks pretty decent. He does have the chrome on him, but he actually looks color-wise pretty decent with the standard versions as well. So yeah, this was available right now on the show floor at TFcon if you're watching this on Saturday morning. This one is their convention exclusive for the year. I was told he will be available at conventions, plural, so he may make an appearance at TFcon Chicago. Like anywhere else that you see FansProject at a convention this year, you might see this guy popping up. I don't know if they'll have stock on FansProject Core again like they have in the past, but like I said, I passed on the original VOLAR, and now playing with this one in hand, I may go pick that one up because just to match my retail versions. Although I do think he fits in very well with them as is. He's like I said, he's pretty dynamic. I do wish there was maybe a little bit more options for the ratchets in the hips. But again, that might be something that can be fixed. All right, now before I go, his tail does flip up. I realized I had his tail hanging down when I was reviewing some footage. You flip his dynamo tail up there in the back when you're transforming him. Also, he includes in his package, and I didn't show this off at the beginning of the video, he comes with his instruction sheet, of course, which looks like it just uses the standard retail version, or maybe they changed the paint apps on this, because he does seem to have the shiny head there. But there's the instruction sheet. He also comes with a sticker sheet with stickers for himself, Kubrar, and Columpio. They're all separated by character and individually numbered, and you get the instruction sheet to show you where all those stickers go. I haven't put them on yet, obviously. I may mess around with those later and see what they look like. But yeah, it's a really if you're collecting this line, this is a really nice looking version of their VOLAR, and I really love the metallic paint apps they put on him. That teal on the chest and everything is just really nice looking. There we go. Unpegged the chest somehow. Oh, everything locked together. So yeah, available at TFcon. This is their exclusive this year. The LER-03 Diaclone repaint of VOLAR.